Hello everybody. So this is coming a little later in the year than I would like, but somebody got a full-time job. So finding time now where I have the light, I have the mood, and I have the time is tricky. I am excited for this because in 2024, I did the 24 books in 2024 TBR challenge. And I had so much fun with it that I'm like, I want to really keep going with it. For me, I'm pretty chill about my book goals. They're just something to aim towards. So I never care if I hit 100% completion. So I really loved the 24 books in the 24 books in 2024 challenge. I felt it helped remind me throughout the year of books I was really excited to read, and that I had a meaningful reason as to why I wanted to read them sooner than later. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move forward with this concept, but I'm just gonna keep it an even 20 because if I keep upping it per year, it's gonna become unwieldy and unmanageable. So I had such a fun time crafting this list of the 20 books I'm really excited about and hoping to get around to in this year. So follow along. And I own half of them, and then the other half I'll just have to tell you about because I don't own them. Oh, I should also mention I have a variety of fiction and nonfiction for this list because I have a wide reading appetite. One of the first books, they're not in any order, is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This is a long time in the making. I have a lot of friends who love this trilogy, double trilogy. I don't know what you call it because there's like a set of 3 books in this universe with these characters in this series, and then there's like another 3 books, another trilogy. So whatever that's called. But it's just like been floating around that I've been wanting to read it, and I think 2025 is the year that I will read this, hopefully. Very excited. Got it in mass market paperback, so it'll be easy to bring with me to all the places to do a little bit of reading. And because I own it, I don't have to worry about the stress of all those pages and returning it to the library. Oh, I should probably tell you what it's about in case you do not know. So I'll just read the back because professional peoples worked really hard on that. Once a hero arose to save the world. He failed. Ever since, the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist, controlled by the immortal emperor known as the Lord Ruler. But hope survives. A new uprising is forming. One built around the ultimate caper, the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind, and the determination of an unlikely heroine, a street urchin who must learn to master the power of a Mistborn. And I think it was Brandon himself who kind of gave the comparison of like My Fair Lady meets a heist novel in a fantasy setting. So seems pretty nifty. I really, fingers crossed. So next I have Women Who Run with the Wolves, Myths and Stories of the Wild Woman Archetype by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, PhD. It's so funny how you like get invested in these different parts of things and then you're just like, yeah, everyone knows about this stuff. So for me, all of these things have been like, I've been aware of for years, but this might be your first time experiencing a lot of them. But really, really cool. This is a pretty popular book in the like spiritualism space, and I just love this idea of diving into different like intercultural myths and fairy tales about women and wildness and like our deeper psyches. So yeah, it feels like it's about time I read this one. And again, it feels like a classic in this kind of spiritualism genre, maybe like also like sociology kind of vibes. So yeah, I want to be a smarty pants and have read the thing. Now this one is a reread because the first time around consumed it. Now I want to take notes and really be mindful about what I incorporate in my life. So this is In the Flow, Unlock Your Hormonal Advantage and Revolutionize Your Life by Alyssa Weedy. And this revolutionized my life. I think even if the only thing you took away from this is like to be kinder to yourself, because women don't have a 24-hour cycle. We're not meant to be the same person every day of the month. Like our hormones go all over the place in that 28-day cycle. There's actually, like, a lot of people think of it as just like bleeding and not bleeding, but there's actually 4 phases. And so just being cognizant of that and being like, yeah, today isn't the same as it was yesterday. Of course, my physical capabilities or my mental capabilities or my emotional range and bandwidth are different. And that is not a weird me thing. That is a like biological thing. So really love it. Can't wait to reread it. I got this book a couple years ago and I need to just dive in, get over how thick it is and go all in. This is Colette, the Complete Claudine. This is a French woman, French writer that first became well known for her Claudine series. I think originally her husband got credit for them, but this series is highly drawn and inspired from her real life. So it's that blend of autofiction that literally everything since the beginning of time has been, but we're only now labeling things that. Let's see if it says a thing about it. Some person I don't know described it as amazing writing on the almost girlish search for the absolute of happiness and physical love, unique feminine inventories of the senses, recorded by a literary brain always wide awake on the pillow. I don't know, it seems interesting. In some ways I get the vibes of the Claudine series is like France's version of Anne of Green Gables, but I don't know if that's accurate in the slightest or if that's just the weird vibe I've been given. Birds Without Wings by Louis D. Bernieres. So I've been meaning to read something else by this dude because he wrote a book that I really loved called, what's it called? It's something like The War of Don Emanuel's Nether Parts. It's goofy and funny, but also like sharp social commentary. And I just had a blast. His voice, his writing is so funny and humorous that I'm like, I think this guy might be my dude and I need to read something else to confirm or deny if he's my kind of writer where the voice just, so. Right. I'm a professional. You want to know what it's about. Okay. Let's see. So this is the maelstrom of 20th century history. The setting is a small village in southwestern Anatolia in the waning years of the Ottoman Empire. Everyone there speaks Turkish, though they write it in Greek letters. It's a place that has room for a professional blasphemer, where a broken-hearted Aga finds solace in the arms of a Circassian courtesan who isn't Circassian at all, where a beautiful Christian girl named Philothai is engaged to a Muslim boy named Ibrahim. But all of this will change when Turkey enters the modern world. Epic and sweet, intoxicating in sensual detail, Birds Without Wings is an enchantment. We'll see. The Longest Journey by E.M. Forster. When I was in college, I read A Room with a View by this dude. Freaking loved it. And that's saying a lot because most of the things I was forced to read in school, I did not like and I did not finish. It was such a delicious read that I got done with it. I zoomed so fast, so much faster than I needed to read it for like the class discussions. And I finished it and I'm like, I almost want to reread it right now. And that like never happens. And I was like so depressed in college, which doesn't lead itself to reading. So I want to read something else by my boy E.M. Forster. So This one is, in the searching tragic comedy of manners, personalities, and worldviews, E.M. Forster explores the idea of England he would later develop in Howard's End. Bookish, sensitive, and given to wild enthusiasms, Ricky Elliot is virtually made for a life at Cambridge, where he can subsist on a regimen of biscuits and philosophical debate. But the love-smitten Ricky leaves his natural habitat to marry the devastatingly practical Agnes Pembroke, who brings with her, as a sort of dowry, a teaching position at the abominable Sawston School. Out of this misalliance comes Forster's most stylistically daring novel, as it follows Ricky from the comforts of Cambridge to the petty intrigues of Sawston to the lush, haunted environs of rural Wiltshire. The longest journey gives us a comic yet immensely moving vision of a country split between pragmatism and imagination, sober conformity and redemptive eccentricity, upright Christianity and delirious paganism. So, I mean, I'm sold. I hope it's a good time. All right, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist. I'm just now, in the filming of this, realizing that I have more than 1 heist novel on this TBR. So that's a funny little quinky dink. Probably everyone but me has read this book. So I thought it was about time. My friends like it, so we'll see. We'll see. I struggle, not because I want to. I'm not hipster enough that like I want to dislike things that people like, but oftentimes I don't like it. So pray for me. So here's this. Ketterdam, a bustling hub of international trade where anything can be had for the right price. And no one knows that better than criminal prodigy Kaz Brooker. Kaz is offered a chance at a deadly heist that can make him rich beyond his wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. ... A convict with a thirst for revenge. A sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager. A runaway with a privileged past. A spy known as the Wrath. A heartrender using her magic to survive the slums. And a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. Kaz's crew are the only ones who might stand between the world and destruction if they don't kill each other first. So, seems like a good time. I want to like it. So please, The Narrow Road to the Deep North by Richard Flanagan. Man Booker Prize a winner, baby. I don't know anything about the Man Booker Prize, but it won. I've heard good things about this. Natalie Goldberg, in one of her many books, said she really dug this one, and I'm a Natalie Goldberg stan, so here we are. What's this one about? Moving deftly from a Japanese POW camp to present-day Australia, from the experiences of Doringo Evans and his fellow prisoners to that of the Japanese guards, the savagely beautiful novel tells a story of the many forms of love and death, of war and truth, as one man comes of age, prospers, only to discover all that he has lost. So I think it's a really unique setting and perspective. I haven't read anything that takes place in a Japanese POW camp. Also present day Australia. I don't know if I've read anything in Australia either. So it's a nice 2-for-1. Normal People by Sally Rooney. I don't know if this is the best one for me to start with to read, but I own it. So it is. There's so much talk about Sally Rooney that I feel like I need to get on it and read it so I know what people are talking about. I like having opinions and telling them to people. So I want to have Sally Rooney opinions, and it's about time that I read something from her because she's only getting hotter and hotter in the book world, and all of her stuff is being adapted. So it's expanding even beyond that. The only thing I'm worried about is, for some reason, she seems allergic to quotations. So you know that dialogue is dialogue, and I hate that. There's like no reason for it. I don't care how artsy you are, find a different way. That is just a gross abomination, in my opinion. But we'll see. So here's what this one's about. Connell and Mary Ann grew up in the same small town, but the similarities end there. At school, Connor is popular and well-liked, while Mary Ann is a loner. But when the two strike up a conversation, awkward but electrifying, something life-changing begins. Normal People is a story of mutual fascination, friendship, and love. It takes us from that first conversation to the years beyond in the company of two people who try to stay apart but find that they can't. I've been told that this is coming of age and it's like not an ideal love story. Like the characters are really flawed. Their like relationship is flawed. So we'll see. Sometimes I think those are really compelling, but I just don't like drama. Like I've never understood in books or in real life when people stay with people that aren't good for them. I'm just too lazy to argue that much. It'd just be like, this is gross. Can you just like go over there? And I don't want to see you again. Okay, thanks. So anyway, we'll see. And the last one of ones I have a physical copy of is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. So I have two Sandersons on this list for those keeping count for some reason. I got this used at Left Bank Books. Shout out. It was very cheapsies because I don't normally get hardcovers. But I mean, okay, so you have to look at these end pages. Like, hi, how gorgeous. Like this book was in such good condition that I'm like, good darn it, you're gonna make me buy a hardcover, aren't you? Aren't you? And then like, look on the inside of this. Look, oh my God. I never have the chance for things that look this cute and have this much time and energy put into them. So here we are. My booktube friends, Jay and Rosica, really like this. We'll see. I want to like it. I want to like it. It's no fun being snooty. So this one is for Princess Bride fans, which is neither here nor there for me. I'm not a stan. So here's the summary. The only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea. Amid the swore oceans where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death. I'm also dubious about that fundamental part of the world building, which is like the water does weird things. It's like spore stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I want to like it. Fingers crossed. Now for my computer, because I don't own the rest of these or I don't have them physically right now. So the first one is one that I will have physically when it comes out. And that is Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. My friend Elena was kind enough to pre-order it for me as a Christmas present and I'm so excited. I love John Green. I love his perspective. I love his voice and how he thinks and pieces things together. And I really love The Anthropocene Reviewed, which is another nonfiction he did. So I feel pretty confident I'll have a good time with this one as well. We'll get a signed copy, which again, and I want to support my boy John, which is why I've been suckered into getting a hardcover yet again. Never Let Me Go by Ishiguro Kazuo. So this one has been on the scene for a minute. It's not a new book, but it is a classic of like the dystopian genre, English boarding school vibes. I get the sense that it's a frame story of like these women reflecting on their time at this school and how things were not as they seemed. So it's about time I read this one. It seems like it's right up my alley. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. Oh, I didn't tell you about either of those. Everything's Tuberculosis is about tuberculosis, and also because it had to change the battery. I think that's a sign I need to start wrapping this up. The camera's like, whoa, she talked too much. So briefly, I just have some more for you. We have The Secret History by Donna's Heart. I haven't read anything by her. She kind of blew up on the scene. What scene? The literary scene. She writes a book like every 7 years. It's wild. But then it's like always like game changer, bestseller, and they're like fat books. But anyway, so I've heard good things about The Secret History. It's another, I think, like boarding school, but this time it's like coming of age dudes at a boarding school, and it's like a dark mystery thriller, dark academia vibes because like a classmate dies. So, branching out there, trying new things. I want to have Donna Tartt opinions. And I think this would be more my vibe than The Goldfinch. And I think it's a touch shorter. So there you have it. Then we have Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. This is, again, another classic. This is a sci-fi classic, super well known because it is the inspiration for Blade Runner, which I didn't care for, but you know, whatever. Funny enough, it apparently takes place January 2021. Ooh, buddy, you expected so much from us. Is he alive? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so if you've seen Blade Runner, it's that. It's like adventurous, dark, reflective, sci-fi dystopian world. At the very least, there's gonna be vibes. But we'll see if I like it better than the movie. There was just a lot of like, I thought the vibes were interesting. I liked the cinematography. Very not happy with the really gross, non-consensual, consensual stuff. And like why does every chick have to be interested into the like dude protagonist? That's just not, no. Anyway, moving on. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I was supposed to read this in college and I got 2/3 of the way through and then I got stressed and busy and didn't finish, and I was enjoying it. And it also just nags at me that I haven't finished. So I'm gonna, it's been enough time that I'm just gonna reread the whole thing and can finally check it off the list. If you don't know what Pride and Prejudice is, English classic. Get out from under that rock, bro. I don't even know what to say about it. Just, you know. Okay, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. You might be sensing a trend. I should have read this one in high school. I didn't. I so didn't. I did not have any, like, teenage Kelly had no patience for extremely dense classics that, in my opinion, just, you know, I was used to YA pacing. Like, let's get to the point, yo. Let's just go. Also, they were like allergic to paragraph breaks, and that drives me nuts. Like, if you can go 2 pages without a single paragraph break, you need to rethink your life. And I don't think it'd be that big of a sin for like modern publishers to make paragraph breaks. Like, just enter. Good, excellent. I don't want to have to read a page multiple times because I don't know which sentence I left off on. So there's that. I just whined about it. Also really famous. I want to have said I read it. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, another classic. Putting them on this list just helps remind me that like, oh, I want to slowly be reading these darn things. You know, I shouldn't start reading classics at 75. This one's about crime and punishment. This dude, this destitute and desperate former student just like does a random murder, as you do. And then he like starts having thoughts about it and is like trying to evade this police investigator. And then he starts having a conscience, and I don't know, it's supposed to be like really philosophical and like, are humans good or bad? Let's find out. I've heard good things about it. We'll see. We'll see what Kelly thinks. That's the real definitive opinion. Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. This is a reread. I actually read the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. It takes place in all in one day. It's that very like stream of consciousness in and out of these different people's heads. So it follows Mrs. Dalloway, but it also follows these other characters during this one day in like post World War I England. There's a lot of England stuff in here, I'm noticing. So that's a fun little pattern I wasn't anticipating, but will be coolio. And yeah, it's Virginia Woolf, so it's about everything and it's about nothing. It's just like popping into people's heads and so hopefully I enjoyed it as much as I did on my first read through. As you can tell, I have a very vague recollection of it, so it'll be pretty fresh for me. Two more. Know My Name by Chanel Miller. This is a memoir. This is the poor, poor woman who was assaulted by that Stanford swimmer dude who's gross. And what happened was gross, and like how justice did not happen was gross. But I've heard this is a really beautifully written memoir, because otherwise like it's hard to read about those hard topics, especially in this day and age, especially with my mental health. But I've heard so many good things about it, and that it's transformative. It's not just in the mess, in the horror, that I'm willing to give it a shot. And lastly, Moonbound by Robin Sloan. This is his third book, I believe. I'm a Robin Sloan stan. I loved Sourdough, and I really enjoyed Mr. Penumbra's 24/7 bookstore, or whatever it's called. This seems like a fun departure, because his other two books flirt the line of magical realism, but they take place on our Earth. And this is straight up like adventure sci-fi, 13,000 years from now, to be exact. And there's also wizards. There may be dragons. So it seems like a fun, good old time. I love Robin Sloan's voice and perspective in his work. There's such good comfort reads that still have like meaning and value to them. So very excited, and it came out last year, so it's a newer book. So yeah, those are my 20 books in 2025 TBR, and I'm really excited about these. I love putting this list together. I'm excited to, whenever I don't know what to read, to just gently peruse this list and be like, oh yeah, that's right, I was so excited for this one. Or like, oh, I own this one, let's do that one. So simple and easy, but just like a slight direction to help guide me through the year. If you're doing something similar, let me know down below. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.